Welcome back to episode 146. I'm your host, William.
I'm your host, Ben.
It's cookies and milk. But cheesecake and water today.
Cheesecake and water. Our Earth 2 version.
Yeah, cheesecake.
Our negative Earth is like
It's what is it? It's juice
and
fruit. Negative Earth is juice and fruit. Earth 2 is cheesecake and
Earth
water.
2 is cheesecake and water.
Do you think cheesecake and water is more successful?
Yeah. It's harder to say, more difficult to understand. I guess in Earth 2, maybe that's just the thing people have.
Chi and W.
Is that the president?
Chi and W.
GW.
Cheese and W. Cheese and cheesecake and water.
Yeah, now that that's over, today's topic is... do you have
more games?
Do you have a podcast?
Do you have more games with themes for me, or?
Sure, man. I got plenty of games with themes. Rocket Armadillo. That's the name of the game, right?
Hurt the ones you love.
He says you flick a paper towel roll at rubble.
It's an empty one.
It's on theme. It also missed.
It also missed. So
that's an important part.
yes.
Chameleon Twist.
Sometimes Alice in Wonderland just has to be there.
Earth 4 Alice in Wonderland.
That's what that is. That's what Chameleon Twist is.
Earth 1 is the Disney one. Earth 2 is the Alice McGee one. Earth 3 is the Disney one again. But it's the Tim Burton one.
Earth 2 isn't.
Earth 4 is Chameleon Twist.
Alice McGee doesn't have the original one.
What?
They're not Earth 1.
No, I'm talking Alice in Wonderland worlds. We have all of them. We have every Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, you're right.
But there's a world where it's Alice in Wonderland. Can you imagine that? If your entire existence was defined by one big action.
Who are we talking about?
Like, if you existed in a world, right? And like, so you teleport into a world one day and you're like, whoa, where's Alice? I'm looking for Alice Little for Alice in Wonderland, and you're just some dude in like America, and you're like, what's going on? Who the fuck are you talking about? And it's like, this is the Alice in Wonderland world. What? I'm just hanging out.
I'm just hanging out. No one's ever just hanging out in Alice in Wonderland.
But that's the point. You're in America.
Yeah.
Alice Little's in Britain.
Yes.
But then you're in the Alice in Wonderland world.
Because Alice exists?
Yeah. You go into the world of Alice in Wonderland.
Let's talk about this person's thought process, right? That's going into this situation.
Yeah.
That's like, Alice Little exists.
Yeah.
I gotta meet her.
You're a 6-year-old or something. And you're like, wow, Alice sure is having fun adventures in my storybook.
Any kid does that.
I want to go see. Then what the fuck? Then it doesn't matter, right? Any kid. This doesn't matter. This is any child, right? Hey, I'm any child. I can.
Bang!
There's a chance for him to be baby Hitler.
That's
I was right.
Jesus. Oh my god.
But yeah, right?
That's a Madness Returns way of thinking about it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Earth 2.
Oh.
Because we're in Cheesecake and Water.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine episode 146 of Cheesecake and Water? They're like, hey guys, we're having some cookies and milk. We're at a cheesecake.
It's Earth 1. They clarify themselves as Earth 2.
They know they're in Earth 2.
Well, of course they're so fucking successful. They've got enough money to plan our existences.
This isn't right.
Ben DM'd a D&D session on Friday.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Yep. I can cross it off my bucket list.
Oh. You did D&D Ravnica. Guildmaster's Guide.
That episode's coming out tomorrow.
Are you uploading it?
Probably not. It doesn't end I get to the 3-hour session. I missed the best part of the ending.
Wow, dang it.
It ended like halfway through the skeleton fight.
Oh.
So it didn't get to any of the Boros stuff.
Man.
I know.
I loved that Boros stuff.
Yeah. But yeah. I did the D&D Ravnica finally, and D&D's pretty fine. It's pretty cool. I can see the appeal.
That's all we can hope.
So I guess that can be the thing for this episode. How much stuff is too much stuff?
Okay. So are we keeping this limited to tabletop games? Games in general?
I'm gonna go games in general. I have a good example of too much stuff.
Give me the example.
Brutal Legend. Double Fine's Brutal Legend. For those of you unfamiliar with Brutal Legend, it's a hack and slash game that opens up into like an open world RPG. Like crafting elements and new songs and stuff to explore and quests. And then it's an RTS all of a sudden. And once it became an RTS, it was officially too much. I died once in the RTS, and I put the game down, and I was like, you know what? I really don't want to go back to this.
So, I have an example of a game that has too much. And it's Xenoblade Chronicles Xenoverse.
Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles X?
Sorry. Xenoblade Chronicles X. I was like, it's Xenoverse, right? They would use the word Xeno, right? Twice. So, Xenoblade Chronicles X starts, you like make your character, and you're woken out of your pod. And people are like, we gotta go find the big thing. The humans crash landed on the planet, and their big life pod is gone. They don't know where it is.
Yeah.
And like the majority of civilization's on that pod.
And you guys are all the Android versions of them, right?
You don't know that until halfway through the goddamn game.
Yes, okay.
You find that out.
Sorry, spoilers for Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Ow, you ruined my whole thing. You ruined the whole thing.
I thought you were going to talk about the mechs and stuff.
I was, but also that.
Well, you can still talk about that.
No.
It's ruined.
So, yeah. There isn't any indication. There is, like, zero indication that they're, like, people just can't start over with what they've got. And it's like, yeah, sure, they're losing a lot of loved ones. But life can go on with the people there. But then halfway through the game, you, like, take a bad hit, and your arm's gone, and you're a robot. And I'm like, what? What's going on? It's like, we're all robots. I'm like, that's not fun.
Oh.
That's not fun?
I'm sure you've told me this before, but the characters knew that.
Yeah.
You didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is completely different. Because it's a great plot twist otherwise.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, your arm gets blown off.
And everyone's like, you were a robot?
Wait a minute, are we all robots? Because then it's like, oh wait, that thought in our brain is the urge to get back to our human bodies and keep humanity alive.
Yeah.
And then it's like a free will discussion.
Yeah, but it's not. Because then it's like, then there's like, I guess there's like social, I don't know why there are civilians. Like, I guess if your robot body dies, you die, but like still.
Weird setup, right?
There's like living normal lives. It's like, what are you doing?
We have to go.
We have to go.
So, weird design, right? If you're sitting in a boardroom and you're talking about the new design for like robot people,
mm-hmm.
So you can get in a life pod, and you can be you as a robot, and then if they die, you die.
As you make the trek across the world.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Because humanity fucking died. The Earth blew up.
I guess. So that one makes a little bit more sense. if like you're in a cryogenic pod, and you become a robot while you're in the pod, so then you can be alive while you're in the pod the whole time,
Yeah.
and then you can come out and still live your life.
Okay.
But that's kind of fucked up and sad.
Yeah.
Because you basically have immortality, but the thought is
You're Mr. House.
that once you get to the planet, you can get out of the immortality and you can die.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can't progress.
You can't have children.
You can't have. That was a side quest that I can remember from the game, is that two people wanted to be in a relationship, but there's a social stigma around two mimosomes. I think that's what they're called, being in a relationship because it's useless.
What's going on in Xenoblade Chronicles X?
So, there's no time to unpack all that. As I was saying it, I realized how awful it sounded.
Oh, terrible.
It's not that heavily put on, like, but the couple are like, yeah, we know it's like, we should be trying to get onto our back to our old bodies, but we're happy right now where we are, and it's a man and a woman because, of course.
Otherwise, we might have to say something in our video game.
And it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, that's fine. Whatever keeps you going throughout the day.
What's the side quest? What do you do?
I don't know.
Kill the bigots?
Yeah, sure. Kill more of us.
Whoa!
So, I don't like how the mechs are designed. I love how they're designed. Let me rephrase.
Whoa!
I don't like how they're handled. You go through like so much of the game, sprinting across the world, trying your damnedest to survive and just make progress through a bunch of different things. And then you get your mech and you're flying all over the place and it sucks in combat. Like you'll get into like mid game to late game fights, and it'll be like you should have been grinding your mech out over the course of the full game when you couldn't get your mech license.
Oh, trust me, I'm grinding my mech out.
Anyway, there's no time to unpack all that, but like I got to a fight where it's like you're alone, you get separated from your team, and you're fighting waves of enemies, and I'm like, I'm gonna be in my mech. I'm gonna fight those guys in my mech. And I did. And then a giant spaceship I did that. It took a long time of me cheesing it out.
Easy.
But I did it. And then the second thing rolls around where it's a giant spaceship in the sky and you have to be in your mech to fight it. Except you have a mech. Your party do not have mechs. You have to buy them mechs. You have to shell out the dough, the in-game money, to buy the mechs and keep them fueled. Fuel is a cost.
Our society is crumbling.
There are so
Capitalism is doing as good as ever.
And there are so many. There's so many actions and skills and stats to keep track of. Like, I can understand some of it. Like, I can get, like, the normal thing. But if I walk into an area and there's a fucking dinosaur that's level 50 and I'm level 20, I'm going to die regardless.
Yeah. I've talked at length about Nier. I really don't need to say any more words about Nier. So I won't.
Good.
So we're going to talk about D&D.
Okay.
I just don't... I like D&D, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I think it's great. I think it's got a lot of great things going for it. The monster manual is great. The different characters and stuff is good. I don't know how this game caught on.
Oh. Let me tell you real quick. It happened in the 70s when video games weren't good.
Video games are good now.
Yeah.
We're not in the golden age of video games. That was a while
like
back.
90s, 20s. 90s, 2000s.
Silver Age.
90s was the Silver Age?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I would say
the apex of 2D gaming and the pioneering of 3D gaming.
Alright, that was probably Golden Age.
Yeah.
And then, like, we're doing good now. We're doing fine. There's some video games out that are cool. They're pretty cool. Some cool games out. Death Stranding's coming out. We still don't know what's going on there.
Great.
I wish, what's the game? Damn it. I don't even know the name.
What's it about?
You know the artist who does all the cool Metal Gear Solid art?
No.
You know the cool Metal Gear Solid art?
I guess it's cool. What's
Whoa.
it about?
He made a mech game.
Oh!
Left Alive?
That's what it is?
I think it's called Left Alive. And it's a mech game, and it's got some real great mech designs. And every time I see it, I'm like, that looks sick as fuck. And then I look at the gameplay, and I'm like, who?
A lot.
I don't like mech games. It's such a weird one. Because I like mechs so much.
You know what I want?
Huh.
I want a game where it's like, a game about like building a mech, almost Horizon Zero Dawn level. Maybe not so much. Society has decayed that much or restarted, to say, but like Anthem to that extent, where you're like in a city,
Yeah.
and there's like forests and the wilds all around you, and you play as like a simple scavenger, not Recore. But you do find a mech eventually, and you have just enough juice to move it a bit.
Yeah.
Get it out, and that's the whole.
So
That's,
you buy fuel.
that's the no. That's the money shot, right?
Yeah.
You activate it, and you like you see it like
Take a step.
snapping all the vines and like shaking off the moss, and it's just standing there, and you have to fix it.
Yeah.
It's like a hull. It's like falling apart in some places, and you gotta fix it.
And no menu for the first time fixing it. You have to
Yeah.
like actively climb up onto it.
Yes.
Fix it yourself.
Yes. And you have gameplay out of mech, like combat out of mech,
Yeah.
and combat in mech. And I think that'd be fun. But D&D caught on because there are people out there who want to do that kind of role playing.
I was talking more about mechs.
Wait.
You lost it. We're talking about mechs now.
All right.
How do we start talking about mechs now? We're talking about video games.
I was talking about Xenoblade Chronicles X.
I would like... You know what one of my favorite mech moments in a video game was? Metal Gear Solid 4. Do you remember the Rex versus Ray fight?
Of course I remember the Rex first. What am I, an idiot?
That fight was pretty good, as I remember. Titanfall's mechs are pretty good.
Yeah.
First-person mech, usually pretty good. I feel like I've played other games where mechs are pretty good. I'm excited for Borderlands 3. I have no idea how the mech is going to play in that, but I'm excited for it regardless.
I do. I know how it's going to play.
And you know how I'm going to play.
I
You
think
have
so,
your bet placed.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that, like, for all intents and purposes, most of the people I know who play D&D are not the kind of people who would, like, I would tell, hey, do you want to read, like, 10 books? They would say, fuck no. They wouldn't say that. They would say,
requires one book to be read.
how many D&D books do you have?
One. That's a game set. That's a box set. I didn't even read that.
You were reading it today.
I was looking through it
You were
because
just
I
reading
wanted
it.
to play it with you,
There
and you're belittling me.
are a lot of books.
There are a lot of books.
We need the normal monster manual and the Ravnica book.
Do you want
play
me to
the
buy
Ravnica.
that when I'm at the game store?
The Ravnica book?
Either or.
You should probably buy the monster manual.
Yeah.
Because I need that for smaller enemies, important enemies, not important enemies.
Important enemies. You're pulling the final boss out of the.
Yeah, it's an elephant.
Shit, is that an elephant?
Oh fuck!
Is that a four-legged loxodon? Ooh.
No.
Oh.
That's an elephant. The Indrik stats, I think, are an elephant, but it's just an elephant. It's a Ceratoc. Ceratoc is an elephant? Yes. But I'm just going to put an elephant in the game.
It's one of those, like, plastic elephants that you find in, like, a doctor's office.
Yeah, I put it down on the board.
It's like, is that an elephant?
I do think it'd be very funny, as, like, just, so you set up your D&D board, right? And I put the enemies down, and then I just put, like, one random figure that's not anything, and it's like, why is that? What is that? Who's that there? You don't worry about them. Make initiative checks, fight the enemies. Why is Miku here?
Hatsune Miku?
Hatsune Miku, why is she here in the dungeon?
Oh. She's singing.
She's singing. Is she singing? I put on Miku music in the background. Miku can be places, alright?
What is this?
Are you gonna tell the inventor of Minecraft that she can't be in this dungeon?
Oh my god. I think it's about so that's the fun thing about D&D is that you need one person to do thinking. Other people to just become characters.
I would argue you guys have to do more thinking than I do.
Would you say that's a bad thing or a good thing?
Good thing for me.
Yeah.
I will say, having been playing the homebrew system that is Adventures with people for so long, it is nice to know all the rules, or to have you guys know the rules, and me just be like, I'm reading what's here on this page.
Yeah.
I need to know what resistance means. The onus isn't on me
to make it up as you go along.
Yeah, to figure out what works and what doesn't work. I mean, there's a little bit of that.
Of course. Adventures still is, like, infantile.
I would describe it more as a juvenile.
A juvenile. You think it's closer to becoming, like, an adult rule set.
Yes. I think it has...
You just have to put the fuck stat in, and then become an adult.
Yeah, I have to do that.
You have to.
I have to. It's closer to the end than it is the beginning, I'll say.
That's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad. But I mean, it's the beauty of the adventure system is that it can go anywhere.
That's true.
Once I complete the shell, it's just a matter of finding a snail to fill it.
Yes. That's what God said.
And the devil didn't like it. And that's why God had to put him in the ground. Fucking... I'm gonna put you in the dirt!
Is that right?
Satan!
Uh-huh.
Lucifer!
Okay.
That's
Dial
what
it back
said.
a bit.
This is a religious podcast now.
No, it's not.
I shorthand Bible stories here on Cheesecake and Water.
I was listening to a story. I was parking a car today, and they were listening to a religious talk.
Huh.
And they're like, now this story is about a king set by God, and then another king put up by a guy.
Oh.
To oppose the king set up
Jesus.
by God. No. And it's like, this guy's name translates to king of shame, to man of shame. And I'm like, who would name him that? This doesn't seem like a real story, actually.
I don't believe
the Bible. But
you set the radio to 666 and then leave.
I get sued.
How are you gonna get sued?
So
The devil did that.
D&D does in fact have a lot.
Yeah.
I won't debate this with you, because I know it has a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it more of a money sink than Magic is, though.
Oh, you would be correct. Because in D&D, all you have to do is buy one book, and that's really it. You really don't need to buy anything else.
You can buy a set of dice. It'll be annoying to play through the entire game with
Without-
one set of dice. If you buy the starter set, you get a full set of dice.
That's smart, and then you need a new set of dice for every single new game you start, because of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not need that because I had 3 full dice sets sitting around from when I bought like 100 dice.
At one point, though, we were rolling with roll downs in Adventures.
Oh.
Remember that?
Oh, no. Yes.
We had the Shafafa, what became Adventures. We were using when you were in high school and I was in middle school, and we would sit around the table using D20 roll downs.
You were in middle school when Shafafa was going on?
Yeah, I believe so.
Holy shit.
Probably, right?
Time is a nightmare. I want to say yes.
When did Mitchell move out of his mother's house?
I think it was late high school.
Because I remember playing Shafafa then.
At his house.
At his
apartment.
But I also remember playing like Monster Hunter 3
Huh.
at his apartment, at his mom's house.
You went to his mom's house?
Yeah. We played Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate together. All three, some of us.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there. Why wouldn't I be there?
That's a good question.
Why wouldn't I be there?
Why wouldn't I be there? At your friend's mom's house.
Playing... It's the Monster Hunter.
It's the Monster Hunter part, yeah, I know. Speaking of a game with too much going on. But I've talked to about my issues with Monster Hunter.
Yeah. The quest system is passe.
It's the farming system that really gets me.
It's the farming system.
As soon as your game has a farming system, if that's not the point of your game, if it's not Harvest Moon, get that farming shit out of my game. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, it's not good that that's Monster Hunter still. That's fine. I want a real open world Monster Hunter game where you're like constantly surviving.
Yeah, I would love Monster Hunter if there was no hub world.
So here's the thing: we need to do a prequel series to Monster Hunter before hunting became a sport.
Yeah, before the nations got founded, which is sort of what Monster Hunter World was supposed to be, wasn't it? You were going out there to explore,
yeah,
and carve a new place to live.
Yeah,
but you're right. I like my games hub worldless. I don't. That's a misnomer. I don't want my games to have a hub world where I come back to and somebody gives me side quests. I don't want them. I don't like them. I want my game to focus me. Exception to this rule.
Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands is fine. Because the quests are the best part.
But what were
I was
you
going to say Mario Odyssey. The more objectives, the better. Because it's fun as shit.
Are you playing that again, or?
No, but I was thinking about that. I had a time, dude.
Beat it!
I had to do 3 treasure maps.
Just beat it! You don't have to, 100% it. You can just beat the game.
Don't wanna be afraid to be a macho man.
Stop it. Why are you singing that
Just
now?
beat it.
Oh, okay.
Just beat it.
You sure did do that. Ow! That has been...
Shimon!
That has been Cookies Milk episode 146. Cheesecake and water. I don't like cheesecake.
Why did you eat it?
Because it was there. And
we were upstairs, and there was a cheesecake. And William was like, I don't know if I like cheesecake. Or he was like, I don't like cheesecake. And I was
don't.
Like, what about a chocolate cheesecake? And he was like, I'll try it. And
I like chocolate chips.
I was like, try a little bit.
I like chocolate chips.
I was like, try a little bit of it. And he was like, okay. And he got a little bit on his finger, and he went, and I was like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And he was like, so are we doing that? And I was like, do you want to do that? Do you want to do the cheesecake? And he was like, we can do the cheesecake. And I'm like, but do you want to do the cheesecake?
I'm fine eating the cheesecake.
You just said verbatim.
I don't like cheesecake.
Don't like cheesecake.
It's whatever. It's done and gone.
Just like Earth 2.
Oh, shit.
Beep!
Yeah, this is the last Cheesecake and Water episode.
This is it.
This won't be the last water episode, that's for sure.
No, unfortunately not. I do stand by my decision that milk does not go with cheesecake.
I mean, of course. It's just too much dairy.
Too much dairy. It's too rich. Water and cheesecake. Or, I think this, if you're a coffee person, coffee and cheesecake.
You asked our mother that.
Mm-hmm, yes. And our father also.
What did he say?
Coffee.
Okay.
I like to think
Orange
of myself
juice.
as a bit of a drinker.
I like
My sister said lemonade, which I think is incorrect.
Our little sister's also 13 with a stomach of iron.
Not really.
Not really at all, no.
But a tongue of coward.
Wow. What?
We had sloppy joes today, and I'm not a glass house, can't throw stones. I didn't eat sloppy joes until I was like 19.
What? What is wrong with my siblings?
It's kind of gross. It's sloppy.
That's the whole point.
I think I ate sloppy joes at Yeepaw, actually. I think that was the first time I did it.
Great.
Because I had to. There's no choice.
Actually, ma'am, I do not like to eat sloppy joes.
The one white child.
Let people make of that what they will.
That's the story for another day.
Alright, how'd you rate the cheesecake?
Good, I really liked it. I think truffle cheesecake's the best.
It's like a 5 out of 10.
Hoo boy.
Bye.